How's it going, guys? It's been a while since we've done a live stream. Making another video a little bit later, but I thought we'd hang out before I go to the gym. It's gonna be crowded, but it'll be good. Hope you guys are doing alright. If you are, let me know in the comments or just shoot me a mail or whatever. Same thing as the end of every single video that I do. If you have any questions and you're not here for the chat, when I'm streaming, shoot me an email. Join the Discord. Maurice, what's up, dude? Aren't you supposed to be in bed? It's pretty late for you, fam. Long time no see. I've been, it's like 2 days, right? Figured we just live stream just for a little bit. Just hang out. Yeah, doing well. Hello from Australia. Dude, what's up? I got a new firmware update for my camera. Let me know if it's crisp. $7:45. Okay. So you either just woke up or you've been up all night. One of those. So you gonna hit up that Lambda? They released the vet stuff already. What's new? We are. Tomorrow I got machine learning from Coursera coming out. I got another algorithmic type interview coming out on Friday. Today I'm kind of in limbo, not sure what I want to do. I might do like talking about different people that have influenced me. Kind of like a motivational thing. Ramon, what's up, dude? Or I might do a little video on how to just whip together a portfolio, a web portfolio, just real quick. Post it on GitHub pages. Just a little tutorial. I think that'd be helpful. I get a lot of questions about how do I host a portfolio. It's not that hard. Just use GitHub pages or Netlify, HTML5 up. I'll make a vid about it. Hardeep, what's up, dude? Omnipotent voice. Lawrence Wilson, salute. Yeah, it'd be a pretty chill video, but I kind of want to do these like. I'm not gonna say the word because if I say the word book, everyone's gonna be like, book reviews are boring. Daniel, what's up, man? You working through our stuff? Zach Bostic, how do you feel about 000 web host? 000 web host puts your website to sleep for an hour randomly. You don't get control. What did you have for dinner? It's 3:47. I haven't eaten anything today. Well, take that back. I had a bowl of cereal with some bananas to carb up for the gym. The PO box won't have enough space for all of us. I don't know if anyone will send me anything. If if someone sends me anything, I'm imagining it's going to be rubbery and bendy with a suction cup on the bottom. That's what people are going to send me, because YouTube. Will I ever make a Josh Fluke logo? You want to get a sweater with my logo on it? The logo that I made for that is my logo, but you want like my name? I don't know. I don't know what people would like want to wear my name. It seemed to be strange. Why not host stuff on GitHub pages much better than 000? Yeah, that's what the tutorial would be. Going to start today if you don't procrastinate, Daniel. Don't meme my video. At what age did you start coding? Is literally on my third breath of air right when I came out into the world. I've been coding for a while. Zach, what's up, dude? Yeah, but if you guys want to send me something, if anyone out there does send me something, I'm not gonna beg you, but I'm saying if you guys do want to, I will open whatever I get in a video. Just don't send me. They made me fill out a bunch of like paperwork and stuff. They're like, all right, well, why will you be expecting a bunch of boxes? Oh, I'm not sure if I will. All right, well, we're going to need to make a copy of your ID and a secondary. I was like, is this because you think someone's going to send me cocaine? And they're like, well, we've had it happen before. How do you, what? How do you get over the fear of making the call? You have to be outcome independent. Outcome independent is key. And if you think about fear, there's really nothing on the other side of it. Do stickers like West Boss? I have stickers. How's it going with Python? It's been a while since I did Python. I meditate? Yeah, for about 10 minutes every day. I try to. I would say I get 5 out of 7 days. Sometimes I get distracted. If you get a test assignment, should you focus on sending it back quick or making it clean and perfect? It doesn't matter. Just send them some notes. I'm sure if you do the test and you send it back quick, just be like, I wasn't sure if you wanted me to show how detailed I can get or how fast you want me to complete the issue. But ideally, you want a good mixture of both. You can't like pick quality over time. They want both. That's just how it is. I know it's for you, for us, it's like, well, pick one. For them, it's like, well, this is how we decide our candidates, so do both. What call are you talking about, Chris? Bootcamp or self-taught, which would you choose if you had to do it all over again? I would go to bootcamp. Well, okay. This is what I'd say. If I had the drive and discipline that I have now, I would do self-taught. If I was me then and I could pick again, I would go to Lambda School. How long should you wait to hear back from a company after you interview? I don't know. It can take like a week or two, to be honest. I usually wait 3 days and follow up. 72 hours to follow up. Don't count weekends in that. So if you do an interview on a Friday, maybe message them on Wednesday the next week. You got accepted to Lambda. You got the email a little while after the stream and also, dude, of course you'd get in. You were stressing. You got the drive. That's awesome, dude. How many places do you apply a day a week if you're unemployed and actively looking? All of them. As many as you can. Your job when you don't have a job is to find a job or make a job or figure out how to, do what I did. Well, actually, don't do what I did. I tried to do YouTube full time. I was like, I'm going to make vlogs and be Casey Neistat. That didn't work because no one knows you and no one cares. And you don't have enough money to do anything to garner enough attention. And even if you did, it'd be for one video. But I digress here. Apply to all the jobs. Your job is to find a job. And then in the meantime, when you're not doing that, once you can Google every form of the word software developer, software engineer, JavaScript developer, web developer, whatever. Once you can like Google all of those and all of the links are like purple, like you've clicked and applied, then go study code. You ever think you'll go back to engineering with software like robotics related? Are you more focused on web dev? Nah, see the thing is like web dev is not really my passionate dev area. I would say it's definitely like game dev. Game dev or robotics. One of those. Have you been to California? It's dope. California is really crowded. Chad, what's up, dude? How are those focus pills holding up? Arizona's the best. Debatable. Do you do YouTube full time now? I do a lot of things full time. I work on my website. I do coaching. I teach code at open classrooms. I do videos. I work with partners on sponsor videos. I create products to sell. Like, for example, I sell my resume and cover letter because those seem to be helping people a lot. At first, I was kind of like, well, will anyone buy this? And then one person got a job, and another person got a job, another person got a job, and they're like, thank you, thank you. I was like, all right, so I guess I'll make some more things. So I don't know, I'm always doing something. I wouldn't necessarily say YouTube itself is full-time. I post on LinkedIn. I do LinkedIn full-time, Instagram full-time, all of it. Focus pills, where can you get those? They're on my website. I have to hand make them if you order them, though. Oh, there's a couple more I missed. What types of questions do you recommend putting on intake forms? Starting a web dev business? What do you mean intake form? For clients? I don't know. I feel like that'd be a good problem to have, though, if you had clients coming to you. Imagine when you first started dev business, you'd be going to them. Do you think web dev is becoming oversaturated? I think it's oversaturated with people who claim they can code, but not enough on a professional level to get a job. What else did I miss? You were forced out of a programming course because you didn't meet the weekly requirements. What should you do? What course? Why were you kicked out? Why didn't you meet the weekly requirements? Jennifer, you deleted your message. I can't see that. You and Dylan Israel are great motivators. Been grinding on code every day for 4 months. Keep up the great content. No, you keep up the grind. Okay, we'll keep doing what we do. You keep doing what you do. Thanks, man. Which language to pick if you start with game dev or have a university level experience? University level experience of Java. I don't know what that means. It depends on the university. So it's really difficult to say I have a university level. I don't know. What's your opinion about Ruby on Rails? Abort. Hard abort. Yeah, back to Ruby on Rails. Sorry, I'm messaging people at Lambda School on their Slack right now. I'm talking, but I'm paying attention. I'm here, I promise. Ruby on Rails abort. Favorite game of 2018? Definitely not Fortnite. Can tell you that because that won the golden joystick, right? Probably, I don't know, Overwatch. Josh is the realest guy. I'm not gonna placate you guys. I'm not gonna be like, if you just work hard and you're nice to everyone. No. In almost every case, besides the law, the rules that exist are pretty flexible. If you learn something from me, close the job if you see Ruby on Rails. Well, I think you'd be harming yourself in the long run. You'd be, because Ruby on Rails is just a big set of gyms combined together. Are you currently assisting Lambda School? No, but I'm on their Slack. I can like, because Patrick's on there, right? So I can see their Slack. I can join their meetings. I can audit their stuff. I can do, you know, if you guys wanted, I could do like, well, I think it'd be weird, but I could audit like an actual class and live stream it if they let me, but I'm on their Slack so I can see what Patrick's up to and get the deets. What's your opinion on watching movies, listening to attain a balance, not getting burnt out after your coding practice 3 to 5 hours? Is it necessary to have balance or just a lazy mindset? Well, if you watch the video that I talked about yesterday, you need a certain amount of time. You need a certain amount of time to let the knowledge solidify. So you need to take a break. Armand, you need to respond to my message. I was like, what time are we doing this? But what's up, dude? I think, I don't know. I try to have balance, but sometimes I don't. What would you recommend as a good starting point to a friend who wants to get into programming in general? Are you sure? Ask the right question. Does he want to get into programming for the money, or does he want to get into programming because you're in programming, or he sees people having these cool jobs? What's the real reason for getting into programming? And even then, make sure to break out the different types of programming. You got cybersecurity, you got hardware engineering, you got mobile engineering, you got web dev, you got progressive web dev, you got, Android and iOS and the sub trees of that. Maybe even Windows dev. You got C++, you got desktop. So break out all the different types of programming. When you say programming, I would have had no idea what that meant. It's so vague. You think hitting the gym or doing some sort of physical activity? Yeah, you gotta hit that gym. Gym is necessary. If you're not a gym person, that's fine. But I'm a personal believer of the if I don't work out, I can't perform as well. What's the spark that made you want to get into web dev? I wanted to work remote, and none of the mechanical engineering jobs were remote. Would you define data science as programming? Yeah, you gotta learn some R, some Scala, stuff like that. You'll be spending some time in the terminal. Ever think you'll get into mobile dev? No, because progressive web apps will take over mobile dev. JavaScript will make its way to programming for mobile devices. It won't be as optimized, but it will be more convenient for people, and then your jobs will get taken. And that extra 1% loading time won't matter for the people that can do it in the native language. So, mobile dev will just be part of web dev. What JS library should you learn first after JavaScript? jQuery. Any advice for someone that's just started to work as a junior web dev? Oh man, that can be a little bit tricky. What kind of advice are you looking for? Aramis, what's up, dude? You've helped me learn so much, man. Thank you. You ask a lot of questions, so I try to help. I try to answer questions, even if they're the same questions. I don't mind. Oh, by the way, if you're out there lurking, appreciate your time. Hopefully, or maybe you're driving home from work. Maybe you're still at the office. Maybe you're in a different time zone. But hello to you, if you're out there listening. Appreciate your time. Yeah, Lambda's willing to do. They're pretty willing to work with you. Let's get some likes in here. Yeah, if you like the stream, please smash the thumb. Seriously, it's all about the engagement for the YouTube algorithm. Which programming language do you think will be the most popular for the next 10 years apart from JavaScript? Do I look like a wizard? I know I look like a wizard, but I don't know. What's up with the P.O. box? I got a P.O. box if people want to send me stuff so we can do mail time. So if anyone sends me something, I will open it. I will open it on stream. Or maybe we could open it on stream. I would just have to be careful. If something's in the box, that'll get me demonetized. Why do you like to work remote? Because I don't think life was meant to be lived in a cubicle. I feel like a caged animal, backed into a corner when I have to work in a cubicle. Even an open office. Even an office in general. If I want to go sit on my driveway and code, then I'm going to do that. I don't know. I don't like being told where to be, when to be, how to be. That's just me. Some people don't mind. Some people get homesick. They get cabin fever. For me, I'm very anti-office. Especially in today's age. And with the type of work. Like if it was construction, yeah, you got to be on site. I get that. You got to build the thing on the site. Not in this job. Does Lambda have connections for employment? Yeah, they have a lot of connections. Actually, if you watch the live stream that I did with Austin, Austin said that IBM was one of the companies coming to Lambda, and they're like, we need 150 of your graduates next year. What can we do? And there was another company that asked for 500 Lambda graduates by next year, but he wouldn't tell me the company name. Do I think you should get your associates in software programming or go self-taught? I don't know. What are you learning in the program? Freelance versus working remote for a company. What is your preference and why? Freelance. I prefer all responsibility on myself. I don't like. Yeah, I get you're held accountable to your customer, but I like managing my own taxes. I like managing my hours. I don't really need the benefits. Not that big of a deal to me. I like being totally self. If I want to go get another client, I'm gonna go get another client. If you're working at a company, it's a little bit hard to do that. Jennifer, you asked something about Ionic. I think that's mobile dev, right? Ionic for building a portfolio. Isn't Ionic for mobile dev? I don't know why why would you want to make a portfolio with that? Watch it from UK. Hello, welcome. Good night, Ethan. Do you not like being in a team and meeting people? I don't mind meeting people. I meet people all the time. I meet new people all the time. Am I awkward in person? I don't think that I am. I think I'd be fine. I used to host a meetup for cryptocurrency stuff. Do you not like being in a team? I'm just a lone wolf. That's how I am. I don't know what to tell you. I do my own thing when I want, how I want. I do my thing. I have too many ideas to be held back by some dude in a team that I don't really respect. This is how it's usually played out for me. Some guy at the top thinks he's better than everyone else, and somehow he's managed his way into a management position, and he tells you what to do, and he's like holding the whip behind you. If you don't do it, I'm going to discipline you, blah, blah, blah. Like, no, thank you. I don't want to have to, I'm not a kindergartner. I don't need discipline. It's fine. So that's why I prefer to do everything myself. Does Lambda have connections with U.S. companies only? I'm not sure. You want to do boot camp, but it's $7,500 as a college student. You can't really afford that. Any ideas of where you can find scholarships? Go to Lambda School. It's free. Boom. Done. But actually, they do offer some loans. But I swear, if you say you're going to Trilogy, I'm banning you. Would you consider doing a hackathon vlog? I imagine that would pull from both sides of my brain. The logical side and the side trying to film and be creative and get good shots and make it look entertaining. Good try. You like free knowledge? Here you go. Free smells, Jimmy John's. What's wrong with Trilogy? Great bait, mate. Know that Bootcamp is Evolved Security. It's a cybersecurity bootcamp. All right, so if you wait a few months, Lambda School will have cybersecurity. Have you ever participated in a game jam? I signed up for a game jam once. I think Chad's trolling. You emailed me an associate web dev program. Would you be able to know if it's an RA program or not? When was it? I need to look. Do big companies hire older interns like 24-year-old? Don't look for interns, man. Look for regular jobs. Let the people who don't know any better find the intern job and deliver coffee to the boss. Like, the difference between a junior and an intern is getting coffee for the boss. That's it. Did I miss something? Working remote. Yeah, video conferences. Yeah, I mean, we had video conferences too. We had daily stand-ups. We had, sprint meetings, sprint review meetings, sprint planning meetings, sprint poker. Are you Craig Wadding's mentor? I was, yeah. But now he has so much stuff he needs to do. So he's finishing that. But yeah, I basically helped Craig learn how to code. PHP Dev, what's up? I mean, I have some. There's a few people in Discord that I helped learn how to code. Armand, Craig, Daniel. I don't know if he's still here. A bunch of people. Oh, I mean, I'll look at it. Can you post it? Post it there. Post the link. I'll approve it. You saw me draw some cool graphics and transitions in other videos. If you don't mind sharing, what software do I use? I use After Effects. I use After Effects and Premiere Pro. I'm thinking about making a video today. So since I really like special effects, because that's fun to me, I was thinking about running into the picture, or like superhero landing and then like exploding out of the shot like Superman taking off. That'd be cool. I don't know. I just try to test random special effects out in my intros and my videos because it's fun for me and it's catchy. Hi from Spain. Vue.js or React? Depends. It really depends, fam. Have you used Node and Express? What is your favorite scripting language? What do you think of Java server pages? That's like 6 questions in one. Let me, yeah, I don't really have an opinion on any of that. Have I used Node and JS? I've never like built that stuff from scratch. I think it just comes with React boilerplate. I've used PHP stuff though. I would say React. It's more popular overall. Vue is easier to get into. I don't know your background. I don't know your experience. How does your mentor program work? We meet every week. We communicate every day. So we have a weekly meeting every week, and then we talk every day. And basically, I give you the resources you need, and you go do those things. And then we meet to discuss any questions or problems you have. Officially, once a week, but if you have, you get stuck every day, just shoot me a message. That's how it works, right? I'm not a teacher. I'm not a boot camp. That's not what this is. What language did you start with? JavaScript. You heard that landing an engineering intern at a big company like Google, Facebook, Amazon will get a full-time offer. You can get a full-time offer without doing that, though. Yeah, Aaron knows what's up. Aaron, good? Dude, what's up? Diego, what's up? Nelson, Hanan. I'm just going to shout out random people that I see in the chat. How old is older people? Did I say something? What did I say? Whoop. You finished your first lab in school without any help from the TA? Are you talking about Lambda School? What's up? You're teaching yourself Python. What's a good beginner project to test your knowledge? I've seen a pretty popular Python project is to build a grocery list. Build a grocery list that updates. So you build the list and then you update the list by putting or scratching something out. I don't know. But make a grocery list. I don't know. Like Python is a scripting. You're sitting in the terminal. So it's like, I don't know. You got to get creative. Eduardo, hopefully it's helpful. You saw me really reaching. I could feel like I was just starting to make stuff up, so I just stopped. Oh, if they hire older people? Well, so Google and Facebook and all these large companies have diversity initiatives, which means they just hire people because they have a number to reach for diversity, which means age. So, like, they basically have to hire older people. Make a web scraper? You need to know a little bit more to make a web scraper than just vanilla Python. You have to learn how to use one of the pip libraries. Age is just a number, blah, blah, blah. Preoccupation with age comes from insecurities. No, ageism is a real thing. My dad is a mechanical engineer, but he can't get a job. No one will hire him He's super skilled. He can build anything. He can take anything apart. He can do anything. Anything you want as a mechanical engineer. And no one will hire him just because the time it takes and the money that it would take for them to train someone up to speed costs more than basically his time would be to stick around before he retires. So ageism is a real thing. And you have to be careful. I'm just going to warn you guys up front right now. You have to be careful when you get a job, because once you reach that like 45-ish, 50-ish age, shit gets really real. It gets hard. Because they're going to hire someone that's a lot younger and that's a lot hungrier and that's willing to take less money. Some dude out of college that's been living off ramen noodles versus you kind of worked your way up some other job you didn't like that much. You got a little bit higher standard of living. You make a little bit more money, so you're used to having X amount of money, where some kid on ramen noodles is willing to work for $35,000 a year, 120 hours a week. Just be careful. So make sure you got that backup plan. That's why you guys should all at least try to invest in like freelance. At least build a brand. That's why I'm saying, like, put that insurance in your back pocket. Have that brand to fall back on. So if someone doesn't want to hire you, that's fine. I'll take care of it myself. People know who I am. Are you a real lone wolf? You go nuts without a roommate, girlfriend, or a pet? I have 2 pets and a girlfriend. I don't have any in-person friends here though that I hang out with. I go to the gym solo. I make videos solo. I go shopping solo. People do crazy things because they want to put that Google on their resume. How tall are you? About 6'1". What's coolest for you, front end, back end, or favorite framework? Oh, I like front end because I'm visual. If I had to pick, I'd actually say design and digital marketing. I think the psychology behind digital marketing is amazing. You can have the greatest product in the world, but if you can't get someone to buy it or use it, or it sucks like as a user experience, it doesn't matter. You got a new place? I don't have a new place. I have a new room and a new camera. Why don't you build mobile apps for passive-ish income? Okay, mobile apps are really saturated. And number 2, you have to have a good mobile app idea. And then number 3, it's not worth my time invested because the money that you get from ads is like nothing. I have a mobile app, it made like 7 cents over a month. It was terrible. There's a lot of other ways to generate passive income. For example, the resumes that I sell, they're hosted on my website 24/7. People buy them when I'm asleep. Sometimes I'll wake up and I'll see that one is sold. That's passive. And I guarantee you that would make more than a month of a mobile app on ads. Why don't you just build an app? All right, you got an idea? Is it a good idea? Like, there's this meme. I posted this meme. It was a starter pack meme from Reddit. The guy that thinks he's a CEO, but he works at like Vima energy drinks or like Herbalife, but I'm a CEO of my own business, but I sell Herbalife. You know what I mean? I got so many ideas. That's literally all you have. Here, I'll link it. It had me cracking up. He wears the iPod earbuds. You think it's the camera? Is the one in the link? Yeah. So my main camera is a GH5. You're 33, dude. That's fine. That's plenty. You're good to go. And they can't ask your age, so it doesn't matter. All they can do, it's illegal to ask your age in the United States. How old are you? Exactly. I'm 28. Do you like Firebase? Yeah, it's pretty chill. It's an easy way to get comfortable with like databases without having to set up a database or have to do basically any DevOps and worry about security, set up stuff from scratch. You're good to go applying to mid-level JS jobs if you're unstoppable on HackerRank. I don't know. HackerRank HackerRank problems and what you do on the job are very different. You can be the best HackerRank person in the world, but if you can't communicate with your product manager or your boss, I'm not working with you, because no one's gonna want to work with you. You got to be able to communicate. There's a whole lot more. Yeah, you got to be good at code. I'd say if you're like, you know, medium toast at HackerRank, but you're an excellent communicator, I'd take that person any day. You think it's worth buying a MacBook for coding? No. Just get a Mac, or just get a Windows machine with RAM and then get a VirtualBox. Are any good courses for learning how to do your own taxes, especially if you're a freelancer? There's no real secret about it. You need to make an LLC. You need to make that it. I can't. This is not financial advice. I have an LLC, Grind Real LLC. It's a real company. It exists, and it's filed as an S corp. And then I do my own taxes. I have a business bank account. I expense everything that's a business. So like some of my electricity, my internet, my phone bill, stuff like that goes on there. Try to business expense as much as you can, you know, without being illegal. How much object-oriented programming would be sufficient for a junior front-end? Object-oriented program is really just for the interview. With Windows 10 Pro, yeah, Diego. If you go out and buy a new laptop and it doesn't have Windows 10 Pro on it, it's not a new laptop. You should be able to do at least 3 object-oriented programmings. Apathetic saying knows. How many years have you coded for? Let's say actual years, about 3. But I've worked 2 jobs, so do you double the experience? Does that count as 6 years then? I don't know. I mean, you can go to an accountant, but they're going to be pretty expensive. Just use TurboTax. Just use TurboTax and be very mindful of how you spend your money. How well can you define an apple? Steve Jobs. So the DOM and other basics are pretty much it? No, there's way more to front-end development or even just JavaScript development besides algorithms. Algorithms are great, right? But they're going to let the senior guy do that, not you. Well, I mean, you will eventually, and that's why they're testing you on it, because they want to see your logical problem-solving skills, and if they ever did give you a problem like that, they want to see that you probably could figure that out. But that's never going to be your go-to job right when you get your first job. Hi, what is a P.O. box? It's my address. If you want to send me a box of please be legal items, you are more than welcome to, and I will open all boxes on a video. That feels really douchey to say, like, feel free to send me stuff, like I'm entitled to stuff. I'm not. You don't have to send me anything, but if you want to, I'm glad to open it. Show everyone. Edward, get off stream. Go code. If you ever do a code interview that says you can't use Stack Overflow, abort, because they don't know what they're doing. All the staffing companies, that is not true. My CTO used a Windows machine, the senior dev used a Windows machine, I used a Windows Surface Pro. That's not true at all. The year is 1982 and Steve Jobs asked to be on his team. I'd work with his team, not under him. Steve Jobs is kind of known to be kind of an angry leader. Even Jeff Bezos is. I'd learn what I could from him. I don't know if I'd be on his team, though. I'd want to work with him, not for him. I don't want to be the guy under the guy at the top. I want to be the guy at the top, and you guys should be that. You should want to be that guy too. Don't just be like, I want to get to the top of Google. No, make your own Google. Make a Google better. Like, make your own job better than Google. Like, I don't know. I get really passionate about that stuff. They actually banned Stack Overflow, but not YouTube. That's interesting. I mean, I'm sure he could Stack Overflow away to proxy to YouTube then. Or tell him to bring a USB with the Tor browser on it. Install the Tor browser. Boom, done. Have you mentored anyone at any of your jobs? I mentored some dude that wrote PowerShell scripts on JavaScript front-end stuff. I helped a C# dude in JavaScript front-end stuff. How deep are you going into machine learning? I have to go in and make a list of notes, and then I'll talk about the list of notes. What books you read on React? I don't. I don't read books on React because React is moving at a pace so fast that by the time that book gets published and put on a shelf, a new version of React is out. I wouldn't do that. Stick to online sources. You had a guy in robotics class saying how good his stack is and is the best and how everyone should use it. Instantly remembered. That's true. My stack is the best and it's the only way to go. Like, bruh, we get it. You have strong opinions. But I'm going to go actually talk to those girls over there. You've probably never actually communicated with one other than, you know, using your credit card to get her to communicate back. That's how I feel about those types of people. Like, how long does it realistically take to learn code if you went, I don't know, how much time? You can't say balls deep without like an hour to it. What does that mean? How many hours a day? And then you can learn code depending on how efficient you are at learning code. Are you procrastinating on stuff? Are you getting stuck for too long before you ask for help? Like, that's really hard to say. Oh, it's the mailman. 40K coming soon? I don't know. We got 37K last night. Things have kind of slowed down, to be honest. I went from 15,000 views over 48 hours to about from 30,000 to 15,000. Craig is here. What's up? Like 5 hours? I don't know. I'm gonna go get my dogs. Hey, this is for you, Craig. I'm here, bud. I need to make him into a shirt. How many of you guys have me on speaker right now? Just curious. How do you choose between using recursion over iteration? I think it's probably preference. Speaker here. Alexa, Google Riley Reid. Play first video. would you find a connection in a company in order to get a job? Google receives hundreds of thousands of resumes. How does your resume get noticed? You don't leave it to that. You don't leave it to just the resume. Whose laptop? Any Debian 9 server configuration resources? Thanks. What? Thoughts? Oh, have you checked out Coding Phases courses? I have access to his courses. I haven't done them yet. I have to do everything else I have to do during the day. It's difficult. They're pretty good. I know he's got good reviews on all of his courses. What advice would I give my 20-year-old self? Stop playing so much World of Warcraft. Actually, I have a whole list of stuff I'd tell myself on my phone right now. And it's not like I organized it that way. I just been taking notes from books. Happens to pertain to this. Yeah, you wait for the recruiter guy in front of his house. You throw rocks at his window so he looks. And then you just spray paint his lawn. Hire me. You don't leave it to the resume. What do you recommend? You got to do more than that. You got to message some people on LinkedIn, let them know you're really interested, message the people that work in the department that you want to work at. Yeah, think outside the box. There's a lot of things you could do. It depends on how bad you want it. Where's your next trip going to be? I'm not sure. Maybe I might go hang out with my friend in North Carolina. He's a Marine. He's a staff sergeant. I think it'd be cool to go hang out with him. And number one, he's never played a game on a PC before, and I've known him since I'm like 11. He refuses. Well, he doesn't refuse. He hasn't played anything else other than Xbox. And then we might go shoot. Sorry, people in Europe that are uncomfortable, but we might go shoot some guns, make a video of that. And then I might do like a training video working out with a staff sergeant Marine or something. So that'd be cool. Training with Marines or something, and then like have my GoPro FPS camera on. That'd be cool. As I haven't seen him. I haven't seen him since I was like 18. I went to Finland, he went to the military, but we've just been in communication, just playing games like we used to when we were kids. You've been digging the new edits and the videos? Derek, thanks, man. You keep it up. Thanks for hanging in there. Appreciate your time. Sounds like fun. Sounds like it'd be some fun videos. Or, I don't know if you guys have ever seen the memes that's like teaching Marines to read. And it shows like a picture of Marines and they're all like eating crayons. Any word on veterans program for Lambda? Maurice, go to my LinkedIn and look at the video I posted. I posted like a little highlight reel that I did with Austin. Actually, you know what? Let me get it for you. I got you, fam. Hold on. But Maurice, yeah. So they have a veterans program, and I'm not exactly sure how it works, but one of the people that works at Lambda posted a link that gives more info on it. So here we go. That is the Lambda School link for veterans. Jacksonville. I think he's at Cherry Point. We'll watch the rerun in the morning. Peace out. Mega Man later, bro. Bro. He works on the Air Force Base. So, I don't know. I think it'd be fun to train with some Marines. And I think I'm actually in better shape than he is. But we'd have to see. He could probably beat me at cardio, but strength, I got him beat. He was like one of those dudes who would eat like frozen chicken nuggets like every day, all day, and not gain a pound and still have a six-pack. The Harry Potter mood intro is brilliant, very creative. Hey, thanks, Mike. I like special effects a lot, so probably be implementing those more when I have time. It's just the editing and the After Effects takes time. That whole intro where I'm like disapparating around my house took like 4 hours for me to edit. It's really not worth, like I could finish the whole video in 4 hours, but I just want to practice myself because I like special effects, and I think it'll pay off over the long run. You know what I did? You know what I did for like the disapparate thing? Where's it at? I took my GoPro and I just ran it through my house as fast as possible for like flying through the house. That was, I don't know. I just try things. That's what I do. My whole life is just an experiment. It's like the Tim Ferriss optimal minimal type deal. So I never really knew what I wanted to do, so I just threw things at the wall until I figured out what I liked or was kind of good at. Do you think self-taught dev without a degree stands a chance? Of course, dude. Look at Wolfie. Look at his video. He's 19. No degree, no college, no debt. That's the thing. He's got no debt. Wolfie is next level. He's got no debt, 70K job. That is like, what is 70K? That's about 4.6K take home every month in his back pocket with no debt other than like $500 rent. So that's like $4,100 in the back pocket, no debt. Do you use a gimbal? I have a gimbal, but this has hyper smooth. So this is already really smooth, and then yeah, so this just has hyper smoothing because it's GoPro 7. But I'm on a gimbal right now. I can show you. That's how I'm like moving it. I could do like a slow pan because I'm on a gimbal. Well, let me go the other way. My HDMI cable's not long enough, or I would show you. Yeah, I don't have a degree in CS, and I do web dev. But I don't take no for an answer typically when it comes to getting jobs. Yeah, so the reason why you haven't kept up with GoPro's products is because they all kind of sucked until they got to the GoPro 7. And now with the GoPro 7, they have smoothing, which is like I can literally shake it like this in my hand, and the image is super still. So I imagine they have a super wide frame, and they crop it a little bit and stabilize that. But this is the only thing that keeps GoPro relevant now. Like the Chinese duplicates, like the copycats, they were catching up to GoPro. The quality was almost indistinguishable, and then GoPro came out with this. Now they're back on top, but we'll see for how long. How do you not take no for an answer? Tell me that I can't do it, and I'll find a way to prove to you that I can. I just don't take no for an answer. If I want something, I go get that thing. That's it. Have you been getting free hardware? No, I bought all of this. I spent a lot of money to buy this gimbal, to get this new lens. When you get new jobs, are you getting a pay increase every time? Well, I am. I'm not going to take a pay decrease except when I switch fields from mechanical engineering to software. I went from $67,400 a year to $18 an hour, and then $50,000, and then $65,000, and then $75,000. So you should be going up. That's usually the easiest way to get a raise, at least. Hype about Smash Ultimate? I don't have a Switch, fam! I just have a Wii U. That's it. Remember when I applied for jobs on a few videos on the live streams? Did some jobs contact you back? 2 of them did. 2 of them responded to me, but I didn't check the email. I didn't log into the account, my Dexter Burgundy. I had a bunch of them that responded to my actual account, but I just didn't do anything. One of them responded to Dexter Burgundy, and it was like, I missed it by like 8 days because I didn't check it, and then I was like, oh, are you still interested in doing an interview? And I don't think they've responded. I haven't opened it up since, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 days. Let's look. Make a good video though. Hello, my name is Dexter Burgundy, and I'm interested. Yeah, So thank you for your interest in our web developer position. I'd like to have a phone call with you to discuss some of the technical requirements for this job. And I sent him an email. This was 12 days ago. Yeah. How good is web dev to learn hacking? Probably not. I don't know. I don't know much about hacking. I'm not going to answer. No, they didn't question Dexter Burgundy. Even my LinkedIn says I'm a senior front end. Actually, the LinkedIn for Dexter Burgundy says I am CEO of Google. YouTube been helping you pay for all your new toys? No, it's not like that. It's just that I have done nothing other than work my main job and make YouTube videos for the past year. And so I saved and saved and saved and saved. But I could see how it could look like that. I haven't taken a vacation in 3 years. I don't take days off. And I definitely haven't had just like a 0, 2 weeks, you know, because if I don't work, I don't get paid now. It's not like I get paid vacation. That doesn't exist unless you got that passive income. Like I got let go. I got let go from the one job, and I had 2 weeks vacation built up there. But I couldn't take a vacation. It was no longer a vacation anymore because now I was like, all right, well, how do I budget my money to not be homeless? And then I almost became homeless. And then I got my new job. And then I did nothing but work and work and work and work and teach code and make YouTube videos. I've worked 2 jobs. I worked my last job, full-time developer job. I worked at teaching code at open classrooms, and then I did YouTube. All 3 of those all day nonstop for the past over a year. If you have 2 jobs, is it easier to shuffle a full-time job and a contractor or 2 contract jobs? I don't know. I did the bare minimum at my full-time job. I did enough to fully impress them. They were like, wow, this is great. So like, this is how I approach jobs. I almost do the bare minimum every time. So that way, whenever I step up a little bit, they're like, wow, that's a great improvement. But I like figure out what the minimum is that I need to do to keep them like more than happy or like satisfied. So that way, if you go in balls to the wall, they're going to expect that to you. And as soon as you start to let up on the gas a little bit, you're going to get crucified. And so I prefer the opposite approach of playing that power game of, oh yeah, this is my limit. And then like if I really want to step it up, I don't even have to try hard, right? And everyone's like, wow, amazing. And then you go back to normal. And so basically that's what I've done at, you know, my jobs. And then I focused on like my full-time job was just my side job. YouTube was my full-time job. It's always been my full-time job. It's always been my purpose. I just couldn't figure out a way to make it feasible for me to live. And now I've done that. So that's where we're at. Like, you're either building your own dreams or you're building someone else's dreams. And that's it. That's just how it is. Have you taken courses on front-end masters? I haven't yet. I sound like I'm a beast at 1%. There's a lot of times where I just sit around and I'm like, I don't want to do this. But that's it. That's the only option. But it's good. Like, I don't mind, right? It's taken me a while to get used to the process, but it's good. Like, this is the reward. Not when the stream is over, not when I get a donation. Like, the reward is this, the purpose, helping you guys. I hear a lot of people are like, oh, it's so satisfying when you finally figure out that bug. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it is. That moment is great. But you spent way more of your time in the code, in the research, on the Stack Overflow page, on page 13 at the bottom, the one that was downvoted 10 times. Somehow that worked for your solution. Like, that's the process that you have to figure out how to like. The boring, annoying stuff. Not that moment that's like, oh, amazing. You know what I mean? It sounds like bad advice, but it's too true. I mean, this is a problem that, like, I don't know. I've seen it happen to people, right? Like, they come in and they're just like hammering out the work, and I'm like, now you can't let up. Because now as soon as you let up, as soon as you want to take a break, as soon as you want to try something else, they're going to, you know. I don't know. It's a power play. Read The 48 Laws of Power by Robert Greene. Play the game. You're in someone else's game. When you're working for someone else, you have to play their game. So, play the game. But I mean, don't do that if that's like if your end all be alls to work at this company and then get off work and go home and play games and drink beer and do nothing for the rest of the night and just relax. Don't do that. Do that if you have a goal, a plan, something bigger for yourself, something to work on that's bigger than yourself. You know, then do that. But if your end all be all goal is just to do bare minimum, come home, play games, live life until you're 65, then retire. That sounds like a different personal motivational issue. Like all of the jobs that I've had are just a means to get to where I want to go. They're stepping stones. They're not end goals. And that's how it should be for you guys. Try not to have that lifestyle creep also. I don't know if you guys are familiar with lifestyle creep. A lot of people have this problem. They make more money, they spend more money. They make more money, they buy a new car. They make more money, they put more money on credit card debt. Don't do that. My girlfriend does that. She's like, "Well, you have money. Why don't we upgrade our?" No, I'm not buying a new refrigerator. One we have works fine. Yeah, it's old, but who cares? Keeps food cold. I feel like an old man on a podium. One of my friends told me, if I made more money, I'd probably save better. And I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, because I don't make that much money, I just have all this credit card debt. Bro, what? That's why I have my, like, not trying to shill here, but like the sticker down below that says create over consume. That's what it's about. Provide value, don't consume value. A lot of people have problems with consumerism and consumption of things that they don't necessarily need. Like, I know that I'm sure we all know someone that if we gave $10,000 to right now, they would just blow it. They wouldn't think about how they could make it last or what would actually provide the biggest impact for them. They'd just blow it on something nice, like a nice new TV, brand new Xbox, bunch of games. What? You could have done so many things to further ensure your financial stability. Yeah, you wouldn't have a bunch of cool toys, but now you have a bunch of cool toys and still no time to use it because you're still at work. Like the first thing I did when I got my job was sell my Jeep. As much as I love my Jeep, I sold my Jeep and got a smaller car that I could Uber with just in case I ever needed spare cash. Yeah, people think they're paid money to spend it. That's, I don't know. You're 22, deciding you're taking a 3-year accredited degree. Don't worry about accreditation. Don't worry about degree. For 3 years, it's a decent price for going hard self-taught. Sheriff, go to Lambda School. Yeah, I mean, so Edward, you got entrepreneur goals. That's awesome. Use code as a tool. Use it as a tool in your toolbox. But when you want to do entrepreneur stuff, or if you have other interests, you know, then use it as a tool. Craig, you should, Craig, maybe I can ask if, Craig, send me the minimum amount of money you need to live every single month. PM me on Discord. Let me see if I can maybe get you that stipend. I don't know if they'll do it. I literally don't have any connections, but I can talk to Austin for you. So shoot me with the minimum amount you need every month to stay afloat. And I'll ask if you can be part of that next stipend experiment. Have you considered joining cybersecurity? Not really. I'd probably do game dev first. You can move in with Austin, live in his pool house. I don't think Austin has that kind of paper. Actually, a lot of CEOs of large startups or startup companies don't make that much money, because if you pay yourself a lot of money, it doesn't look like you're invested into the startup to the investors. So a lot of people think that CEOs of startups are making like 200, 300K. No, they're not. They're probably paying themselves less than the developers, because to the investors, the angel investors and the venture capitalists that gave you the money, if it looks like if you're paying yourself a bunch of money, then you just want to like kind of relax. Like, no, your full focus is growing this startup and then having a successful exit, or an exit is a buyout. When someone buys your company for millions of dollars, it gets acquired, or you do an IPO and everyone makes profit. So anyways, crowdsource paying for Craig's education. The problem with that is there's no guarantee sustainability of it. People can come and go. So he would need a significant buffer in case that money dropped. Dude, I wish you guys were in Salt Lake City so we could go climb some walls at the rock climbing gym. So I'm pretty pumped. Do you think software devs should always do internships? No. No. Skip internship if you can. If you do an internship, they're going to try to pay you less. Whereas the responsibility of intern and junior are very, very, very similar. So if you take an internship, they're going to hire you to junior, and they don't have to give you but like, 35-cent raise or $1 raise, or they convert your hourly to salary, and you make, extra $500 a year. Whoop-de-doo. Whereas if you go from junior to a higher level junior, all right, now you're talking some serious cash. Oh, someone delivered. New phone? What? Maybe it was a mail. Do you have to pay anything up front, or is it monthly? Lambda is you don't pay anything until you get a job making 50,000 or more. Anything. There's no time limit. Oh, actually, it goes up to 5 years. So if you don't find a job after Lambda School in 5 years making 50,000, learning whatever tech they taught you, or using whatever tech they taught you, you don't pay. That's it. That's all there is. What do you think about contract work? Contract work depends on your brand and reputation and your ability to keep clients in your paying funnel. If you want to be a freelancer, if you want to be a contractor, you need to have a brand. You need to have a reputation. You need to show quality work. People need to know about your name. It's hard to do. Because otherwise, the whole time you're working for a client, you're going to be thinking about how you can get the next client. What do you think of Free Code Camp if you can't afford Bootcamp? Free Code Camp is it's different. I mean, definitely do it. It's a good resource. You still need stickers. Aaron, there's stickers in the description. There's stickers. Go get the stickers. So it would be the reason not to do Lambda? I don't know. I don't have one. I would go. I'm jealous I didn't get to go. I feel like the people graduating from Lambda know way more than me. Like, I don't know anything about C. I know a little bit. Not 3 months worth of bootcamp education on it. You're talking to a software company CEO, or I don't know. Don't ask for an internship. Don't ask for an internship. Respect your value, right? You got post-graduation plans. You got value. You went to college. You got the degree. Don't ask for an internship. That's what you do in the middle of college as the summer intern. It's not you get a job. All right, you go in with that job in mind. The link does not work. All right, go to the link in the description and check out merch is here. That should take you to the store. Craig, there are people at Lambda School right now older than you. It doesn't work? Rip. WazU. I don't know what WazU is. Yeah, dude, you go in with that job in mind, all right? Don't let them try and give you that internship. Merchant link. Oh, I know what's wrong. I got you guys. Hold. Dang it. All right, hold. Hold, I got it. Go to store. All right, here's the store. There's the merch store. I don't know why it's losing its bananas. WazU, I don't know much about WazU. All right, let me put this in the description, by the way. You upgraded to a tripod recently, right? No. I've always had a tripod. I just don't use it that much. I prefer a GorillaPod, but here's my tripod. It's a Magnus something. Right now, I'm currently on a DJI Ronin S gimbal sitting on my desk. And I also have a GorillaPod, which I use if I can. Dan's not a graduate. He just started. The UCLA camp is expensive. Guess what? UCLA camp is Trilogy Education. Any college that says our coding bootcamp extension is by Trilogy Education. The more you know. Lambda is a big mistake. You can teach yourself everything by reading books. Okay, so the first statement is wrong. The second statement is correct. It depends on your discipline. A lot of people don't have that self-discipline. A lot of people tend to give up at first when they start to learn the code. People need structure. How are you finding doing YouTube full-time? Have your thoughts changed? Dude, I'd never go back. I will never work for someone again because I know I can create enough value to pay my bills. That's pretty awesome feeling when you know that no one can hold that over your head. Is Trilogy bad? Trilogy is the worst. I mean, it's not the worst. It's it's the worst. Trilogy's terrible. Don't go to Trilogy. Trilogy Education Services is what they call it. Their bootcamp webpage is made in WordPress. Come on now. If you're going to be a state-of-the-art code camp, there better be like some significantly complex JavaScript on the back end when I go to inspect this. Okay, Al. Bye-bye. Thanks for being in the stream. General Assembly. I don't think General Assembly has a guarantee. What's your end game? For example, 5 years out. End game is still making videos because I like to make videos. When I wasn't working my full-time job, I was still making videos. So I asked myself, if money wasn't an option, what would I be doing? I was still making videos when no one was paying me to do it because I like doing it. There's a job, there's a career, there's a calling. I like making videos. I like making entertaining content that can affect people on a massive scale. It feels like I'm reading this from a script, but I've said this in my head so many times. But your site is built with WordPress. Yeah, but I'm not a code bootcamp. I'm a single guy with e-commerce, a bunch of links. Like, it's a lot better when you're a single solo dev trying to do e-commerce than when you're a bootcamp supposedly teaching state-of-the-art education. At least have a hard-coded HTML stuff. Just started Lambda? Dude, read. Nice. Congrats. Hope you enjoy it. It's going to get tough. Just all you dudes at Lambda right now that are here, shit's going to get tough, all right? You've seen Patrick's vids if you haven't. It gets tough. Dan, spinning plates. We don't talk about that. We don't talk about that section of the internet here. It's how you get demonetized. Is WordPress looked down upon in the industry? I just think it's very hypocritical that they would be teaching state-of-the-art JavaScript and all these other high-end technologies, but build their site with WordPress, especially if they have multi-millions of dollars. If I had millions of dollars from all these different colleges, my website would be like a dev team. It'd be custom built from the ground up. You're saving money so you can go to Lambda and not work. Hoping to start in the spring. Kyle, maybe they'll expand the stipend program where they can just give people money so that they can live and pay their bills, and then they tack that money that they give you while you're learning and put that on the back end, and you just pay that back in addition. So it'd be, I think it'd be 17% for 3 years or up to, I don't know how they do it, but what's your opinion on the best UI framework? I don't know, something for material design. So Kyle, it's kind of like an experiment that Lambda's doing right now, but I feel like if you make a case for yourself to be part of that, then, you know, if you show that you're dedicated and you show that you really want to do this and you show that you're coming home from work every day while you're, you know, not spending the time to save the money, study code, you know, shoot someone at Lambda an email. I don't know who you would talk to, or I would tell you who to email, but I don't know who to send that email to. I'll leave that to you. But send someone at Lambda an email and be like, look, I know you have this stipend program that helps people support themselves. I know it's an experimental stage right now, but I would really love to be part of that. If you're an employer and I showcase you hard-coded projects on a WordPress portfolio, is that legit? I don't want to see hard-coded projects. I just want to see a link to where it's hosted and the GitHub. That's it. Do you study algorithms for interviews? Yeah, study algorithms for interviews. All right, Kyle. Yeah, you need to get a little bit deeper before I would apply. You need to know some bare bones JavaScript stuff, fundamentals. But consider that. What bootcamp is? You're charging half the rate now, but increasing. What bootcamp is that? That doesn't seem. I don't know. Is that sounds like something yard, iron yard? Do I use time tracking apps? I don't. I'm terrible with time management. I'm just be upfront and honest. Like the Pomodoro technique that I was talking about yesterday in my video, I struggle with using that. I haven't used that for the past month. This is my time management right here. Checking stuff off my list. Iron Yard? There's one that's called Iron Yard, and then there's another one that's called Flat Iron. Yeah, Flat Iron. Mike Hatch, they have a part-time program. It's a couple days a week from not 8 to 5. I think it's at night. It's from like 7 to 10 p.m. and then on Saturdays. Should you try Lambda? You're learning HTML and CSS from free resources. Should you try Lambda? You need to learn JavaScript first. Hard JavaScript. What are some good boot camps? Obviously, you know what I'm going to say. That's pretty biased. I would say go to something with a guarantee if you don't want the biased answer. What's a good full stack web dev bootcamp in LA? Lambda School. I don't know what's in LA specifically, but I know that there's not a whole lot of boot camps there, and I know there's not any that have guarantees. Don't go to anything without a guarantee. Code Institute. Does it have a guarantee? Please tell me it has a guarantee. You just got the notification that I'm live? Awesome. 1 hour and 20 minutes later. Like, I can feel myself subconsciously trying to make excuses for not going to the gym because it's 5 o'clock for me right now and there's not going to be any parking and the gym is going to be so crowded. So I'm trying to justify that by saying it's going to be crowded, which means there's going to be some hot chicks there, so I should still go. And I'm just doing shoulders and cardio, so it should be easy. Like, these are some internal struggles that I have too. Like, I'm just looking at the clock and I can feel these subconscious thoughts coming up. Let's keep it real. How can you make the next step after getting into your junior front-end role? Should you try to learn frameworks? You got to see what the dudes at the job are using. See what the dudes higher up in the job are using. Why are you so set on the guarantee? All right, so I feel like you're going to be like, well, it's up to the student. Yeah, it is up to the student. But by having a guarantee, the Code Bootcamp has to invest in staying up to date with what's in the industry, with what's hot in the industry. They have to align their interests with yours, because if you don't get a job, they don't get their money, which means if you don't get a job, they're not doing a good job. They're teaching you out. They could teach you jQuery, CSS, and media queries and tell you you are now good to go. You are now a front-end developer, and they got their money. There's nothing you can do about it. We have career services. We'll help you while we can't. Like, don't do it, man. If I could restart my coding career, would you have self-taught? Do I get to take the same drive that I have? Someone asked that earlier. If I had the same drive as I had now, I would hammer it out self-taught. But if I was new, like I was then, I would go to Lambda. 5-second rule, yeah. If you knew only JavaScript, how much JavaScript? You need to know HTML and CSS because that's what they start you off with, Vincent. JavaScript is what the test is to get into Lambda School. And I don't know if you were watching the live stream, but apparently Austin says that they can collect a lot of metrics about how you do things and how, I don't know. He didn't tell me. He says that's our secret sauce, but they can see the metrics on when you're doing the test to see if you're a good fit or not. Struggling with the test, that's okay. MySQL or PDO? I don't know. You feel like there's no point in going to Lambda unless you need a structured environment? You can't. You say it like structured environment doesn't have that big of an effect. That's like make or break for people. So people need accountability and they can't handle it themselves. I couldn't. Back then I couldn't do it. That's why I played Overwatch 6 hours, fail at rearranging an array, give up. It's a pretty huge part. From the UK, you're 17, you're struggling in life, you really want a job, but you only got serious 5 months ago, your portfolio is bare, you don't have enough time to create more. Okay, every time I read I don't have enough time, yeah, you're never gonna have enough time. Like, no one just has time. Somehow it's always used. You have to make the time. Carve it out. Chunk it out. Don't give me that I don't have time. Make that time. You're a student at Treehouse. You're planning on doing a tech degree, but now this Lambda discussion has got you thinking. Depends on what you need. So if the tech degree has projects that you like submit, and then they give you like a grade and you get it back, that's kind of how it works. It's not a boot camp, right? There's no... Lambda's a boot camp. Team Treehouse, the tech degree is kind of go at your own pace. That's the difference there. So, you know, if you can fit the schedule, if you want to do it, if you want that accountability, if you want that pressure, the finances on the back end. Is a 20-year-old with no kids really hungrier than a 48-year-old with a wife and 2 kids to support? I think that's a subjective question, Walt. I would say you have more to lose, so to speak. But that doesn't mean that someone that doesn't have a lot to lose can't be hungry. Zach, what's up, dude? Welcome aboard. What are your thoughts on code bootcamps like App Academy, Hack Reactor? Hack Reactor's not a thing anymore. Hack Reactor got bought out by Galvanize, and we didn't even know what Galvanize was before it announced that it's buying Hack Reactor. Everyone knew Hack Reactor, no one knew Galvanize, and so it's like, what's going on here? Also, Hack Reactor, you can look up some videos on YouTube. They stopped showing their outcome reports when placement dropped below 50%. Ugh. You can't go to Lambda, Dan, because, well, I mean, you're in a situation where you can't. You have full-time work in college. That's not what it's for. It's for if you don't have either of those. App Academy? I'm not sure about App Academy. I keep seeing App Academy on Facebook. I think it's my phone is listening to me or something. Let's look it up. If you're here and you enjoy the stream, by the way, please smash the thumb. Appreciate you. Curriculum diversity. Okay, so this is my opinion. This is my very subjective opinion. If a code bootcamp has a, I don't know, maybe I shouldn't go down that road. It has a diversity button, okay? Which means, I don't know. It doesn't matter who you are, if you can code or if you can't. That's who gets the job. All right, so diversity is kind of irrelevant. Literally, their video says anyone can be a software engineer. So that's true. I agree. I don't know. There's no guarantee here. It's also only 12 weeks long. Lambda School 7.5, same price. The sound's out of sync a little bit. Yeah, I'm using a capture card and I'm using a GH5, so the audio is different. Can't believe you said that. Oh well. Merch link should be fixed. I think everyone should be able to go, and I think that should be a given, not a talking point. That's all. Everyone is welcome. That should just be an inherent thing. Age is a real thing because ageism in the industry, that's a real thing. I'm sure you could go down like the diversity, like I get the argument. I'm not saying that doesn't exist, but I'm talking about getting into code school, it's different. Does Lambda show the percentage of students that finish in Lambda jobs 6 months of 8 months is a long time? They have some, but it's pretty new, right? So they've only had a couple. Right, so you have working code and you can defend it. That's what matters, right? Can you code? Then you're probably going to get the job. If you can't code, doesn't matter who you are, you're not going to get the job. Can you make a good impression? You're going to get the job. Like, that's it. That's all there is to it. If someone doesn't hire you for a reason outside of that, it's not going down that road, then move to a different company. I'm sure that exists. And to be fair, at my last job, all of the devs were Indian. Like, not in India, like here. Is Node popular? I don't know. It's kind of subjective. We got Google Data Trends. I don't know. It goes up and down. Show some of the projects on your portfolio. My site expired. So I don't have a portfolio site anymore. Node is popular in the Atlanta area. I think people use Node here for the most part. I don't know, Angular's really popular here. So is Ruby on Rails for some reason. All the jobs that pay a lot of money are Ruby on Rails. Tama, I don't know. It doesn't matter. I think that's an individual basis. It has nothing to do with the group. They were hard workers. I don't know. It's a weird question. Would I skip boot camp or learn on your own? I would probably be self-taught if I had the same drive. What does YouTube pay per vid? YouTube doesn't pay per vid. I can tell you the metrics roughly. It's between, every video is between $5 and $9 for every 1,000 views. So you can calculate that up. So sometimes a vid that I spend 8 hours on, it gets like 800 views. It's like $4. It's the worst. Do I have time for gaming as a dev? I played Overwatch last night before I passed out. How big do you have to get before you can monetize your channel? There's actually a hard requirement. It's like 4,000 watched hours before you can apply. Yeah, 5 to 9. It's for this niche, Dan. So 5 to 9 for this niche of coding right now. That's about how much it pays. Can you do Lambda part-time and have a full-time job? Yeah, you can. They have a part-time course, Walt. So Dan just started that, I think. Yeah, online part-time. Yeah, they have that. That's a whole program. It's a year long, or a little over a year, but they have that program. Can you get a job with HTML and CSS only? Oh, you're pushing limits. Don't let me tell you what you can and cannot do, but I'm going to say there's not a lot of jobs with just that requirement. Oh, God. Oh, God. Here we go. He goes by Walter, but I'm going to keep saying Walt because I've been watching Breaking Bad, and so all Walters are now Walt to me. Yeah, you could do PSD to HTML. Yeah, well, they have that, and then they have email jobs you could do. Are they all also cooks? No, but I don't know. I've just been watching Breaking Bad, so Walters are Walt. Do you get paid in any capacity by these companies you promote, such as Lambda, Skillshare, etc.? Just wondering. The links that are in the description are affiliate links. So if you sign up for a free trial, I get a small kickback, a couple bucks. But they don't pay me to make streams. They don't give me like $500 and say do a live stream for Team Treehouse. That's not how it works. For Lambda School, the student gets $250 when they graduate, and I get the same. So you can go watch my videos about that. So it's a win for both. But that's like a long con, right? When they graduate, 7.5 months. You only let one person call you that. All right, Walter. What do you think of Ashe and Overwatch? I think there's already a lot of hit scan. Ashe doesn't do too much. Like, she's not very game changing. She's just like a Soldier 76 that can right click and go to iron sights, but with a bolt action. Just another counter for Pharah, I guess. I don't know. I missed a question. James said I missed a question. Could you talk about the difference between software dev and software engineer? All right, so Jamie, the difference is software dev and software engineer. It's a pretty interchangeable term. You're gonna get a bunch of flack from people saying that software engineers are totally different than web. Okay, like, think of web development as a subset of software engineering. People that call themselves software engineers like usually work in like terminals and like back-end languages or like C++ or something, but that doesn't mean that's just what it is. Software engineer usually asks for a degree. That's not true at all. If you weren't getting paid through the affiliate link, would you still promote Lambda? This is the thing. I started doing Lambda stuff, and then they offered to give me an affiliate link. I was asking a lot of different boot camps. I asked Udacity, I asked Flatiron, I asked Thinkful, I asked Block.io, and I asked Lambda School if I could shadow a student just to showcase what going to boot camp was like. I asked for nothing in return, just a student I could showcase from start to finish. And Lambda was the only one that said yes. I would still be open to it, but none of them will respond back to me. You're already Tracer? Alright, I guess I'll be Winston. Maybe I'll be... You're already McCree? Alright. Well, I mean... I don't necessarily think of it like that. You recently graduated, applying for jobs, finished up bootcamp course on web dev from Udemy. Any tips? There's a lot of tips. Tips for someone in college for free and planning on staying. I mean, just show up to the class, do the work, build a portfolio while you're in college. That's really what's going to land you the job, because you and everyone else in college right now is just doing the bare minimum, going to class, getting a grade. And so when you go and get to the job part, when you have to apply, you have nothing to like set yourself apart. The tip is to watch all of my videos and then click on all of the links in the description. I mean, I don't know. I think it's even now, if we just like look at the differences in Lambda and other boot camps, I'm really kind of an on the fence person because it's not my job to make them look good if I know they're not good. Okay, so I stay very on the fence, and that's why I always like go to something with a guaranteed bare minimum. Because if you don't want to hear me shill, I'm still gonna say that. Snapchat ladies about getting reported. I didn't hear about that. Patrick knows. Would I hire a CS graduate or a Lambda student? Probably a Lambda student because they have more on-the-job skills. like if I have a JavaScript job and you come out with a CS degree and you can build compilers and use Java, but we're using React versus a Lambda grad, I'm probably going to take the Lambda grad. Maverick, is that Trilogy? What is that? I have to look. Is that a Maverick Bootcamp or something? Mustafa, what's up, dude? Maverick Entrepreneurs buy 3-day bootcamp. What is this? I don't know what this is. 40 entrepreneurs per bootcamp, 3 days. If I've never heard of this, I'm not sure I trust them. Should look into junior dev or junior web dev. Look for all the things. Don't let a title hold you back. Been working with Angular. You want to learn Angular 7 or React? Any advice? To take a decision, learn React. Maverick is the guy's name talking about college bootcamp. What? Oh, automotive painter, 24 years, started coding, C#, working on Microsoft, web developer certificate through local college. I'm not sure, Matt. Like, there are some local colleges that are offering web development certificates. Usually community colleges aren't. I don't think community colleges are working with Trilogy as much. You know what's funny? Someone in the Discord worked at Trilogy, and they told me that the day after I released my Trilogy video, they blocked YouTube. And then they realized how dumb of a mistake that was, and they unblocked it. Like, how are you going to teach code and people can't watch code tutorials on YouTube while they're at school? I don't know. No one ever addressed me. No one ever addressed it. No one ever reached out to me to clear things up. They just let it go because they're like, oh, he's a small voice. Well, for now, sure. Let me look. Programs. Corporate training. I don't see anything about web dev in here. It looks like there's a lot of stuff in here, but I don't see anything web dev. How much time do you study code to be an updated dev? I don't particularly study code. I teach code, which requires me to be up to date. Because the curriculum I teach is up to date. Yeah, I don't see anything here. I wouldn't ride on a certificate, though. There must be a fair amount of bootcamp owners that have sleepless nights over. Well, they think I'm just a drop in the ocean. I'm not making a whole lot of noise. Like, I'm not making enough noise to disrupt them, and I'm not really interested in starting a fight. But I am interested in making sure people get their value, making sure that if people are going to drop 20K, 15K, even more or less than that, like, I don't want you to teach these people jQuery, CSS, media queries, and then be done with them and be like, I got my money, good luck. I think that's messed up. What percentage of people graduate Lambda? I don't know. It's a good question. I don't have that data. Like, the thing with, like, Dev Mountain, right? Like, I don't know. Lambda says you don't have to pay until it's finished. But if you're already a web dev making 80K, for example, will they help you get an even higher ping? So they can't guarantee that, right? It's not designed for you. The chances are high. You could look at their outcome reports to see how many people that are in that role do that and then get a better job. But would they expect you to start making payments? Yeah, I think then that doesn't apply to you because you're already making 80K, so you have to pay them back right away. That's not the purpose of it. It's to take people from making $7.25 an hour to at least 50K an hour, or 50K an hour. What are some tips to prepare for junior web dev interviews? What should you focus on? Algorithms, data structures, responsiveness, bootstrap, material design, visualization libraries like D3 and HighCharts. You paid to go to a boot camp? I paid to go to a boot camp, yes. I paid out of my own pocket. I spent everything I saved up for my very first engineering job to go to boot camp because I knew that I didn't want to do engineering or mechanical engineering. But it was like part-time, so I don't know if you can define that as a boot camp. It's more like night class. Night class is at coding school. How was the boot camp experience for me? I went to Dev Mountain, and it was terrible. We started with 35 students. We ended with 5 students. That was it. And I told this in the video the other day. The smartest kid in the class was the last one to find a job. It was 3 months long. The 2 months we actually learned stuff, and the last month was like personal project time, which usually consisted of the teacher leaning up against the whiteboard like this, just let me know if you got any questions. And I was like, that was like the last month, so we only learned stuff for like the first 2 months. And then Capella Education bought out Dev Mountain, and then they jacked up all the prices. So I paid $4,500. And now Dev Mountain part-time, same one that I went to, is now like $10,000. I didn't really have the option to drop out, right? That wasn't, I couldn't get my money back. I already tried. So my only option was to hustle my shit, get a job. Dude, I can tell you what, I was the last one to finish every single one of the entrance, like, warm-up problems. But I was always the last one to give up, too. Okay, so Dev Mountain has been bought out by Capella Education. Capella Education is a for-profit university. If you know anything about for-profit universities, you know that there's schools like ITT, DeVry, Everest University, all the bullshit, unaccredited, garbage schools are for-profit universities. And I don't want to be associated with anything that associates with for-profit universities. Education is a business. I get it, you have to run it like a business, but like, not when you strategically max out the amount of your tuition to match the level of financial aid someone is legally able to get. That's what they did at DeVry. Or ITT Tech. Someone went to ITT Tech, they could get a bachelor's in 2 years. So first off, you can't get a bachelor's in 2 years. That's just no. And then second, how do you get a bachelor's in game development? Because like number 3, game dev is like animations, art, programming, marketing, web dev to host your site. Like anyways, they matched, or they raised the price of his tuition for ITT to match what he was legally able to take out from the feds as a student loan. So he owes like $88,000, and ITT shut down, and now he works at Geek Squad. More better the school is, the better the salary is. That's 0% true. Dev Mountain's in Utah. You lived at the school? No, I went to part-time. I worked a full-time mechanical engineering job. What languages do they teach? I don't know. They taught us Angular. I think they teach React now. But there's no guarantee at Dev Mountain. Dev Mountain, if you're listening, please explain to me why you don't have a guarantee. I'm just curious as to why you don't have a guarantee and why you keep raising the price of every year. And why did this just start happening after you got bought out by Capella? I'm just curious. I understand competition, stay relevant. Okay, you don't explain the guarantee part. That's all I want to know, Dev Mountain. Why aren't you investing in your students? Well, you know, it depends on the student and the student's blah, blah, blah. Like, that's all I want to know. I'm just trying to look out for you guys. That's it. I just want everyone to be able to not be totally screwed over. Like, if you're going to drop 30K, 20K, go somewhere where you at least get a degree when you come out. At least you got something. If you're not going to have a guarantee, at least you get a piece of paper that is recognized by people, as much as that means. They raised the price because it's worth it. They've raised the price because they can, because people don't know any better. They raised the price because for-profit institution, what is the maximum that you can push that upper limit to and not push people away? I don't know. I don't know how they do it. I don't know the minds behind it. You know what's funny? You know what's funny is that my teacher at Dev Mountain quit Dev Mountain because reasons. I'm not actually sure about like the exact reasons, but he's the CTO, co-founder of Lambda School. So clearly he had issues that they wouldn't resolve with him, and he's like, you know what? I'm just gonna make my own school, and now he made Lambda School. And I didn't actually know. I didn't talk to my bootcamp teacher like after we were done. I didn't talk like, so we had a few different teachers, right? We had Ben Nelson, the CTO of Lambda School. We had like, I don't know, 4 or 5 other people that like swapped in and out. But like I didn't talk to Ben just for, you know, a few times. And then I found out that he's the CTO of Lambda School, and they emailed me. And they, I think Austin was the main person. He's like, yeah, we're still growing. You know, do you want one of our students? I was like, yeah, sure, just give me a student. I want to make some content. And then Ben was tagged on that. And I was like, wait, why does this name look familiar? Wait, you're the co-bootcamp teacher that I had. And he's like, oh, yeah. And so it's just like this weird, I don't know. I don't know how it works. Martin, programming at a bank, internship, going into second semester of web dev degree. Why do you have 2 semesters of web dev degree? Yeah, happy coincidence. I don't know. It's kind of neat how it all worked out. So like I really kind of like started on like the fence of Lambda School, of like, I really try not to endorse stuff because it's not my job to endorse your stuff. It's your job to make your stuff good. I'll just present it and be like, hey, take a look at this. And then the more I look at it and what they're doing, and I see them on their Slack, and now I'm like, I wish I could have gone here. It's not fair. You want to be in the trendiest trend of trendiest programmers. So you got to grow a neck beard. You got to make sure you get your coffee, the actual filter kind, right? So you got to get the little thing, and then you put the thing, and then you manually pour it, and you swish it, and then you pour it in your glass. Make sure to be able to at least do a maple leaf with the foamer, or whatever it's called. I don't know. What I offer more courses than the one you have right now? Yeah, it just takes time to film. That's the thing. It takes time to film. It takes time to edit, and I already have to do a live stream and video every day, on top of teach. It's hard. It's hard. So do I invest that time into making a video, or do I fix stuff on my website, make different merch, do different things, like, live life? Oh yeah, you gotta get that Apple Watch and Soylent. Make sure to get those Timberland boots and some overly tight skinny jeans. Make sure to buy your flannel. That doesn't fit you. It's too tight. Have I heard of Flatiron? Yeah, I've heard of Flatiron. I reached out to Flatiron if I could. There's a guy in Discord. I don't know if it's on the stream, but his name is Richard. He goes to Flatiron, and I reached out to their marketing team, and I was like, hey, could I, make some vids on a student at Flatiron? I'm stretching my legs, that's why I'm moving around. Could I make some vids on a student at Flatiron? And they were like, we'll forward to you. What'd they say? We'll forward you to our marketing team, and if there's a match, we'll reach out. And like, how many times have you seen that when you apply to a job? If there's a match, we'll reach out, which basically is a giant middle finger. So I don't know much about them other than what the front page says. Stack Overflow, a good site to get a reputation? Don't try to build a rep on Stack Overflow. People there are really elitist, right? Oh, you could have saved 0.03 nanoseconds if you had just restructured it like this. Okay, why didn't you know this, you noob? Like, that's everyone on Stack Overflow. Ask a question, they're like, we're not doing your homework for you. It's a legit question, bro. Sorry. I don't know. What about CodePen? CodePen's pretty good if you want to show off your front-end work. I like CodePen. Because there's no real forum for CodePen. CodePen is just a place where you put cool stuff people can see. No communication involved. No egos. I never post on Stack Overflow because I don't want to deal with these people. It's like, bro, it's just a question. Please help. I just want to get the solution. I don't have time to sit here and argue semantics with you. Please, just give me the solution. What is your tech stack right now? I don't have a tech stack. I teach different tech stacks. I teach Ruby on Rails. I teach React. I teach JavaScript, HTML, CSS, SAS, PHP, C# if you want. I don't know. I don't have a tech stack. I use what works. We got a couple minutes left. Then I have to force myself to go to the gym. What's your favorite food? Dude, I'm basic. I like pizza and hot wings. What's the best platform to market yourself? Market yourself in what way? LinkedIn is typically for people looking for jobs, not so much freelancing. Market yourself. To market yourself, you need to hop on like a social media, Facebook, build a brand. You're selling a product, right? So hop on Facebook, do the Facebook thing, make a YouTube channel, etc. Kyle, what's up, dude? I don't have a dream car. I'd rather just get a motorcycle. Where do you teach and how much is it? I teach at open classrooms. Depends on the path that you take, but it's roughly $300 a month. Let's go at your own pace, not a boot camp. What's up, dude? Got about a minute left here. Are there remote jobs available to Lambda grads? Is it Yeah, there are remote jobs. Actually, if you watch, I have a video way back with a graduate named Troy. He got a $65,000 remote React job, first job, out of Lambda School. So he had a couple other offers that he turned down that were more money, so he liked remote more. View on the no-fap movement. You should probably not fap. That's my view. I am a member of NoFap November, and I failed on the second day because I have a girlfriend. Does that count? I'm looking forward to Touch Your Member December. I'm just kidding. I read that on a Reddit comment. I had a nice chuckle out of that. How many calories? I don't count calories. You work in C#. I was. How would you compare the performance of synchronous? Oh God, Parker, I don't really know. I never got that in depth to it. We were using old, like webform.net. So I'm gonna guess it's probably the really slow version. Opinion on Bootcamps. If you need the structure, go. Why? How can you get a job while in school? Everything is good. Why do you tell them that you're in school? You don't gotta tell them that you're in school. Nothing that you're gonna be doing at the job is really related. You just get a degree. Don't tell them that you're in school. Just be like, hi, I'm a developer. I'd like to work here. And if you like, unless you need like the time to go to school, I wouldn't say anything. Unless it's one of those companies that wants a degree. "2020, you just started CS and you're gonna graduate in 2020. That's 2 years for a bachelor's? Are you going to ITT? Can you make a video on how to get a job after bootcamp? I've made loads of those. I made a video the other day, how everything you need to know to apply to your dream job. Mike, I mean, it's up to you, man. You gotta do your own research. I can tell you everything I know because I'm in it, right? I'm in it with Patrick. I talked to the CEO. I can't tell you much about the other ones because they don't respond. It's not like I haven't tried. What do I think about software jobs in NYC? I don't know. I don't know much. Oh, my camera's about to shut off. Are you still hitting the gym? What are your current fitness goals? Oh, camera turned off. Timed it. Battery died in my DSLR. So. Oh, Thanveer. Nice, dude. Congrats. No, we're still here. We're still here. All right, we made it. Yeah, I mean, fitness goals, I don't know. I just want to get stronger, lift more weight, build some more muscle, but mainly more strength. I don't know, just get better. Get better on all the main lifts. Been making a lot of progress on all the main lifts, so. Is it cheating if you use other people's parts of your code in your project? Let me ask you a question. Have you ever used Stack Overflow? Dan, I'm gonna let you take a guess. suck at vanilla CSS. You want a good web design course? Just do free Bootcamp stuff. Try to recreate something on awards. That'll be a good challenge. Interning as a data analyst but want to be a soft dev in the future. Thoughts? Definitely do it. Set a hard max by the end of the year. That's not exactly how it works. I've been lifting for a while now, right? So I'm pretty over the noob gains. I'm not sure if this will start to taper off and I might have to do something else. Maybe I want to start training for endurance runs later. I don't know. I'm always mixing stuff up. Hitting a number is not that big of a deal to me. Because it's a rock climbing gym, right? I don't know. Do deadlifts, period. I do deadlifts. I do hex bar. I do regular, overhand, underhand, crosshand. I go to a rock climbing gym, so I climb. I try to get better at different routes, but I want to get stronger too. So I train for strength. I do cardio. I just like being athletic. In your interview with Austin, they said they kicked people out for cheating. They did not say that they kicked people out for cheating. Well, okay, actually I take that back. He was talking about like obvious people that were upset that wrote the mean Reddit reviews. Is that what you're talking about? That's like copying and pasting and claiming it as your own. Okay, there's a difference between getting help from Stack Overflow and using code to fix your issue and continuing on versus copying and pasting something that's not yours. That's plagiarism. What do? I had a lot of different stuff. I mean, yeah, just don't claim that it's yours, because if it's not, obviously, I mean, feel free to reuse. Also, cardio is killing the mass gain. No, it's not that kind of cardio. I walk uphill on the treadmill for about, well, I do high intensity biking, like high resistance biking, and high incline walking. It's not sprinting. I just like athleticism. So I live in Utah. I try to stay pretty well-rounded, Kyle. You want to work, sir. Hardik, well, I got the job for you. All right, we talked about this before. I paid 50 cents a week, no benefits, 13 hours a day, and you gotta show up to work in my office. You have to know who you are before you know who you are. All I can say is the purpose of life is to live a life filled with purpose. That's it. That's all I got for you. And with that motivational little snippet by General McChrystal, I'm going to head out and go lift some weights since we're on there. So, my dogs are losing their minds anyway, so I'll see you guys later. Have a good one. I'm out, guys.